It's a big week in Daytona. The 500 is Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow night, the NASCAR season officially gets underway with the truck race. NBC-2's Rishi Barron is live at the Daytona International Speedway. Spent today with our local driver who's riding in Friday's race. Rishi.
Well, we have Ross Chastain with us. This is the second time he's been racing in the NASCAR Truck Series race at Daytona. And Ross, this year you're with a new team. You're the newest member of Brad Keselowski Racing. How much fun is it to be here with your new team and have a chance to compete at a high level?
It's awesome for me to be able to come back this year as my sophomore time, coming back with Brad Keselowski Racing in the number 19 truck. It's I feel like we have a legitimate shot to go out and show to people that I belong in the truck and that we belong here in the Truck Series with my sponsors, National Watermelon Association and the National Watermelon Promotion Board with watermelon.org. We've really got a lot to prove, and we're going to be out here tomorrow to show everybody that we belong here.
I know one of your favorite things about being with the team is the improvements in equipment and also the, obviously the better truck you're going to be racing with. How much is that going to help you this season to be a real contender out there?
What's the difference in finishing 10th and winning? It is, I feel like it might only be my second year in the Truck Series, but I figured a lot of things out just by being around all these guys and by racing with them last year. So now coming back with a better team, with more support, we get a lot of support from Penske Racing and with Ford. So it's just a step in the right direction. Brad had room for me this year to run on his team, so we were able to work a deal out, and I'm running the truck for 15 races, and we're going to see how it goes. And my goal is to stay with Brad Keselowski and Brad Keselowski Racing for a long time. But it all depends on performance and how we all work together.
Last thing, being here at Daytona, you're going to have friends and family. We met with them throughout the day. To have them here with you, what does it mean to you to have them see your biggest race?
It means everything. I mean, me and my family have been on this racing journey together since I was 12 when we first started just as a hobby. Starting in our barn, racing our fast trucks and late models out of there. So now to be at Daytona and get the race again tomorrow night is a dream come true for me, and I know it is for them too. And we'll have a lot of, like you said, family and friends coming in tomorrow for the race. So can't wait to see them here, and I can't wait for them to all get to check it out.
Well, we'll have more on Ross at 6 o'clock. Back to you.
Rishi, thank you. Live there from the Daytona 500. And you can see that race right here on NBC2. A lot of NASCAR fans here in Southwest Florida.
The Daytona 500 this Sunday, it's coming up, but a local racer is competing in NASCAR Truck Series tomorrow night.
Yeah, and NBC2 sports anchor Rishi Barron spent the day with Ross Chastain. He was given behind-the-scenes access to the driver from Alva to experience a day in the life of a race car driver.
Ross Chastain already had one morning photo shoot in the bag when we met up with him at 8:30 a.m.
Take a half step back.
Now on to another, where he smiled while having his picture taken with more than 24 hats of sponsors.
We'll be busy till later tonight, then we'll pass out and be back at it in the morning.
After taking a minute to pose with fans, Ross was off to the garage, where he stopped to chat with Jeremy Thompson, general manager of his new racing team, Brad Keselowski Racing.
He's just got a great attitude. He has a really good work ethic. He gets along really well with the guys in the shop, and he has the ability to go fast.
Then Chastain gave us an inside look at his safe haven, his hauler, where he adjusts his new helmet, which he'll wear at practice today for the first time ever.
You don't want to get in the race and say, dang, I wish I'd have wore the other helmet. So I'll know as soon as I put it on and get in the truck, pull out on the track, whether or not I'm going to wear it in the race.
Then it's off to a live interview with Sirius Radio.
In my perfect world, I'd be leading, or me and Ryan would be leading the pack. I can tell, me personally, just how far I've came and how I don't say as much.
While Ross was gone, new crew chief Chad Kendrick and the team were getting the truck through inspection.
He listens. He doesn't think he knows it all, which is really good. And he soaks it in, embraces it.
After Ross emerges around 12:20, the final preps are made, and Ross gets behind the wheel of his new ride for the first time ever.
Right before the race, with national anthem and all that, that's whenever I'll get nervous. But for right now, it's just, I know what I got to go out there and do.
Ross's practice wasn't his best. He finished 26th, but he'll have another practice run tonight. From Daytona, Rishi Barron, NBC2.
A drug rehab program in Lee County
The NASCAR season begins with this weekend's races at Daytona. The Truck Series will lead things off on Friday night. NBC-2's Rishi Barron has spent all day at the track with Alva's own Truck Series driver Ross Chastain. Rishi.
Brian, we actually just saw Ross take 3 laps around the track. It was his best practice run of the day. He will be back out for more of practice tonight. They're right in the middle of it right now. Didn't have his best practice run earlier today. He only got 1 lap in because he started late, but he's doing everything he can do to get ready for qualifying. We had a great time spending time with Ross and his crew all day. We were in the garage with him, went inside his hauler, and he seems pretty cool and calm and collected for a guy who's sharing a ride with reigning Sprint Cup champion Brad Keselowski in the Truck Series this year. Chastain's confidence has grown immensely since we saw him last year here at Daytona. He loves his team and his expectations are extremely high.
The truck was really clean up through the gears and steering felt really smooth. So I'm excited about all that. So we just got to keep fine-tuning just to get that speed for qualifying.
Every week we show up at the track, it's going to be to go win, not just to hope to get a top 10, which was, I think, maybe some of the case he was in last year.
And his crew chief, Chad Kendrick, who you just saw speaking there, actually was in victory lane last year at the Daytona 500 or the Daytona Truck Series race. So we'll see if his knowledge can get Ross to victory lane this year. Reporting live from the Daytona International Speedway, Rishi Barron, back to you, Brian.
Thanks, Rishi. The rest worked out with his hometown Orioles. Phelps says the last time he played baseball was Little League when he was 12, and by the looks of that swing, you can tell. Michael Phelps is a star. Ross Chastain would like to become one. I didn't really mean that. The 20-year-old from Alva will be behind the wheel for Friday night's NASCAR season opening truck race at Daytona. Rishi Barron spent the day with the Riverdale High School grad.
This is the second time that Ross Chastain will race at Daytona in the NASCAR Truck Series, but the first as a member of Brad Keselowski Racing. In fact, he'll race with the same crew as Brad himself, and that's something that he's really looking forward to.
Same core group of guys setting them up, building them. So, you know, I'm confident that I could go out and run just as good as Brad can. Now, there's a couple, you know, I might not be able to think as far ahead in the race.
Chastain got in his first 2 practices in his brand new number 19 Ford on Thursday. It's the beginning of what he hopes is a great year and career with Brad Keselowski Racing.
It's all stepping stones, and now that I've made it here, now I've reevaluated what my goals are and what my dreams are, and now it's to go win.
Now, this is the first of 15 races that Chastain will run with Brad Keselowski Racing this season, and his expectations for himself are higher and higher. He says that his dreams are already achieved, so now he needs to come up with some new goals. From Daytona International Speedway, Rishi Barron, NBC-2.
The truck race is tomorrow night on the Speed Channel. The Daytona 500 is Saturday, and Peter said that swimmers are not good at land sports. That's it for sports. Back after this.
The Daytona 500 is just 3 days away, same day as the Oscars, but the big race at Daytona is just 1 day away for a Southwest Florida racing star. His name is Ross Chastain, and tonight our Mark Laricos explains what it is like for a mother to see her son darting around a racetrack at almost 200 miles an hour. He is live in Daytona with that.
But Alva resident Ross Chastain is kind of a rising star in the NASCAR Truck Series. You could say he's on the fast track, but then again, everybody out here, when you're doing 170 miles per hour, is kind of on the fast track. But still, Ross, being so young as he is a star, and the fact that he's joined alongside Brad Keselowski's racing team on the Truck Series has made it even more incentive for him to really succeed. He's got a chance to do it now, and a big core of that is the fact that he's got a good support system around him. He's got a good family. He's got a racing family, in fact, and if he wins, there's going to be a whole big bunch of people on hand here at Daytona Speedway, from family and friends, and of course his mom is here, Susan, the matriarch, and she wears many hats for Ross. She's a psychologist, she's a mom, she's a manager, she's a publicist, you name it. Whatever it takes to help her son out, she's done it, and they're all going to be here. She's helped him since the age of 12, and a lot of them will be on hand, hoping that that support structure will help him win.
Everybody's been with him when he was running Punta Gorda and New Smyrna and Citrus and wherever, so everybody's been there from the beginning, and I'm really proud of that for him, you know.
Yeah, we've mentioned the racing family, but 14-year-old Chad, his younger brother, is actually a pretty accomplished racer as well back in Southwest Florida, at least on the regional circuit. But who knows, in a couple of years we could have 2 Chastains racing here on the NASCAR circuit. We'll have much more from the Chastain family coming up a little bit at 6 o'clock here from Daytona. For now, Mark Laricos live here at the Speedway. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you.
On the eve of the biggest race of his life, Ross Chastain had one thing on his mind: watermelon. The guy can't get enough. After all, the Alva native grew up on a watermelon farm, is sponsored by the National Watermelon Association, and his Twitter account reminds everybody to eat more watermelon. As Mark Laricos tells us, the only thing he loves more: racing and his family.
Well, there have been 2 constants in Ross Chastain's life: racing and family. Both have converged here this week at Daytona International Speedway. On Thursday night, Ross was taking some practice laps in the new number 19 truck that he's driving this year for Brad Keselowski Racing. That's been a bit of an adjustment, as he will admit, but helping him kind of ease into things is having family right there with you by the trailer. Mom and Dad are here, as his younger brother Chad, and they're all helping to enjoy the experience at Daytona.
To have them here, and they're smiling just as much as I am to get to be here at Daytona and get to just take all this in.
As he looks back, he can say, boy, I grabbed it, I ran with it, and doors opened and he went.
The Truck Series race will be Friday evening under the lights here at Daytona, and that might be fitting for a guy like Ross, who's a rising star on this circuit. If he does win, the first people at victory lane will probably be Mom and Dad. Mark Laricos reporting, ABC-7 Sports. Brad, back to you.
Thanks, Mark. Ross Chastain has been living life in the fast lane since he was just a little guy, racing small cars around a dirt track at the age of 12. Well, Ross, like his car, is all grown up and the track is no longer dirt, but this week it is the pavement of the Daytona International Speedway. He's certainly come a long way. Mark Laricos has more with the Alva native.
Well, the future is now for Ross Chastain. He certainly is no stranger to Daytona Speedway, but now the Alva resident is back and part of a sponsorship under Brad Keselowski's racing team. He's got a better car, a better crew, and instead of just wanting to compete, he feels like this year he has a shot to win.
Coming from working out of our barn down in Florida, you know, our race shop, and racing fast trucks and late models locally around Florida, I've made it to Daytona. I mean, I'm here, and I have a legitimate shot to run good.
Our expectations aren't to go out and get top 10s and maybe get a top 5 and hope for a win. Our expectations are to go out and win. Anything less than that, it's going to be somewhat of a disappointment.
Now, Ross, being a Florida boy, he's going to have a whole lot of friends on hand for Friday's Truck Series race here at Daytona, but he's also going to have his family here. We're going to talk more about them coming up tonight at 11 on ABC-7. For now, here in Daytona, I'm Mark Laricos reporting. Brad, let's send it back to you.
Thank you, Mark.